Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to the much awaited and the most exciting video of this weekend. In this video, I'll be talking about 7 stocks, and these won't be only 7 stocks, these will be 7 learnings for you. Okay, 7 new learnings which will take you on the path of learning price action, which will help you grow as a trader and which will also boost your confidence. So, your wait is finally over. But before starting this video, let me tell you that don't take any of these 7 trades as a tip or as an advice, because my purpose is spreading knowledge only, not giving you any kind of stocks, not giving you any kind of tips, because that is something which will make you dependent on others. I don't want that. I want you to be independent so that you can analyze the stocks in the same way or in a better way we do. I just want to share my experience which I have gained in the past 5 years with all of you, so that you can also understand that what it took. I got this knowledge, the limited knowledge which I have, which has made me profitable in this market with 5 years plus of experience. I have learned it in the hard way. I have paid money to the market to learn from my losses. But I want that all of you listening to my video should not learn it that way. I want to share my experience with you so that you can understand that what are the mistakes I used to do and you should not. So with all this initiative, with this mindset, let us start this video. And one more thing, before I start the 7 stocks analysis in front of you, I'll be reviewing them from the very scratch as if I am reviewing them for the very first time. Secondly, always remember that all these 7 stocks can fail and run into losses. But what is the mechanism which will make you profitable even if this 7 stocks run into losses? So ये जो संजीवनी बूटी है, I'll be giving you in the last. So be with me till the last. I promise you that this will be a life-changing video for you. I'll be taking some time analyzing these stocks, so kindly bear with me and understand the logic. So, the first stock is APLA Apollo Tubes. First of all, let me explain the chart to you. The chart will be a daily time frame chart. Whenever we take a trade, we take it on a daily time frame for swing analysis. We'll be using EMAs over here, that is 50 EMA and 200 EMA. They are not much of relevance, but yes, they are implied and employed on the chart, so we'll be using them. Okay, and we won't be using any other indicator. कोई भी indicator नहीं use करेंगे. You just need 3 things to be profitable. One is discipline, second is risk to reward, and the third one is price volume analysis. So in this video, we'll be talking about all these 3. Whenever we'll talk about a stock, we will answer 3 questions: why this stock, why this stop loss, and why this target. ठीक है, चलो शुरू करते हैं. The first stock is APLA Apollo Tubes. Whenever you see a stock, always try to see the bigger picture first. Try to analyze the patterns which this stock is forming. I have already analyzed this stock, but there is some specific pattern which this stock is forming. Let me show it to you if you are not able to see it. If you see over here, let me draw this for you. If you see over here, there is an area in this chart which this stock is respecting. Now you can see it clearly that this yellow trend line has been respected by the stock so many times, like 1, 2, 3, 4. ठीक है, whenever this stock hits this area, it gets a good bounce. So this is an area of value for us, or we can say a good support zone, or supports which are in form of trend line are dynamic supports. Okay, they are not horizontal support, they are dynamic. They keep on changing because see, every time the support is formed a bit higher than the previous support. Okay, before going further into analysis, let us see once what the bigger time frame has for us. I'll be analyzing everything in detail so that you can understand everything very clearly, because I have to make this a life-changing video for you so that you can say that powerhouse से कोई value मिली हमें. ठीक है. Now we are on the bigger time frame. Always remember guys, whatever patterns or whatever key levels are being formed on higher time frame will hold very much importance on the smaller time frame, because the time frames which are not able to be broken on higher time frame, it will be very difficult to break them on smaller time frames. So we can see on weekly there is a very crucial support zone over here. Very crucial support zone. You can see on weekly there are 4 touches at this area wherein the stock has not been able to break. The stock has not been able to break below this area, this green area. So this area stands very important, right? चलो आगे चलते हैं. Let us move further and the analysis will be slow, but believe me, it will be worth your time, right? इसको हटाते हैं हम पहले, उसके बाद हम चलते हैं डेली पे. Now this is a support area, the green one on your weekly time frame. Now let us see the daily time frame again and let us highlight that trend line which we were highlighting. So this was a trend line which we can see on the daily time frame as well. So one learning over here, first learning over here is that this area is having a confluence of 2 supports. One, a daily trend line support. 2, a weekly horizontal support. This makes this area a very strong support zone, and that can be seen from the bounce as well. This is also called area of confluence, where more than 2 reasons combined together is called area of confluence. And if you remember, थोड़ा रिवाइंड करके देख लेना नहीं तो, that on weekly this green area was also having 50 EMA support. 50 EMA भी यहाँ पे आसपास थी. तो यहाँ पे 3 चीज़ें ऐसी हैं which is not letting the stock go down. So it's a strong area of confluence. Now let us move further. We have found a support area, very strong support area from which the stock is bouncing. Now the next signal can be that which as per me is a strong signal for this stock to reverse. There was a trend line like this. This trend line was restricting the stock from going up for like 4 times. 4 times this stock has not been able to break above this area. But on the fourth instance, this stock has broken above. So this is your observation number 2, which tells that this stock is changing its trend. Now let us move to the observation number 3. Now if I zoom in more, you can see very clearly that whenever, I'll show you with an example, this stock was going in this kind of direction. See, right? Now this stock has started moving in like this kind of direction. What is the change? The patterns have changed. Har baar the stock went above, it created a new low, but from this time this stock went above, it did not created a new low. So this is decision number or observation number 3. ठीक है, आगे चलते हैं, आगे समझते हैं व्हाट इज द सेकंड एरिया ऑफ कॉन्फ्लुएंस. जो मुझे मतलब 3 हमने चीज़ें ढूंढ ली हैं स्टॉक के अंदर जो स्टॉक को पॉजिटिव बना रही हैं. लेट अस सी इफ देयर आर एनी अदर रीजंस एज वेल. ठीक है, आई विल रिमूव द ड्राइंग्स एंड आई एम नॉट हैविंग माई सिस्टम विद मी, सो आई एम डूइंग इट ऑन माई फोन स्क्रीन ओनली. Now let us move to the third reason which is very important for this stock. You can see a trend line connecting like this, and you can also see a trend line connecting like this. I took an entry in this stock in the last trading day. What make me took an entry? Let me show you. First of all, the volatility contraction is happening, means stock एक जगह पे इकट्ठा हो रहा है, it's combining, it's consolidating. ठीक है. Second important thing, the volume has increased. From the last 3-4 days, the volume is gradually increasing with the price increasing, and it has been taking support of the 50 EMA as well. So this is stock number 1 for you with all the detailed analysis. I hope you liked it and you understood what is the importance of price action study, volume study, and also understanding the trend of this stock. The trend of this stock we identified. And one more important thing, whenever the stock bounces from this yellow trend line it creates a high, it bounces next time, it creates another high, it bounces the next time, it creates a more bigger high. So what is the anticipation? That this time it will create a more bigger high. And one kind of pattern जो अभी मेरे को इसको बना के समझ आया आपके पास, मैं आपको ड्रॉ करके दिखाता हूँ. This can be the ultimate targets. जब ये ट्रेंड लाइन हिट होगी, this can be the ultimate targets. So we have talked about why this stock. Now we have to talk about why this stop loss. So what can be the good stop loss? Keep a stop loss somewhere over here. Now why this stop loss? You need to understand that because it is under a strong support zone, and from a very long time this stock has not been able to break this area. So this can be a very good stop loss. Now let's talk about why this target. Now see, first target is this. Why this target? Because from this area lastly we saw a big fall. So first target should be this, and if it breaks above, then the second target will be touching of this trend line, because 3 times we have seen a fall from this trend line. So this is a simple analysis, yet a very informative analysis for you to learn how to analyze these stocks. Now let us move to the next stock. The name of the stock is HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Let the stock reload. Yeah, now it's done. Now let us understand about this stock. First, understand what are the patterns being formed. पहला क्वेश्चन अपने आप से पूछो, ask yourself whether the stock is in an uptrend. The answer is yes, this stock is positive in an uptrend. Okay, perfect enough. Now let us move to the next question. Whether the stock is giving any buying opportunity, or whether the stock is forming any kind of specific pattern. So I can see so many patterns over here, so many patterns. Let me tell you what are those. ठीक है, ध्यान से समझना, चार्ट को पढ़ना सीखो, आपको मज़ा आने लगेगा चार्ट पढ़ते हुए. ठीक है, यू विल बी लविंग इट, एंड आई एम एक्चुअली मीनिंग इट दैट यू विल बी लविंग टू रीड द चार्ट्स. ठीक है, नाउ सी व्हाट आर द पैटर्न्स आई एम एबल टू सी ओवर हियर. अभी देख रहा हूँ आपके सामने कुछ इस तरह का एक चैनल पैटर्न पहले यहाँ बनवा था. ठीक है, वी हैड अ ब्रेकआउट ऑफ दिस पैटर्न रिसेंटली इस जगह पर, लेकिन स्टॉक ने इतनी जल्दी मूवमेंट नहीं दिखाई. अब कुछ और हमें एक पैटर्न देखने को मिल रहा है. आई होप आप लोगों को भी देखने को मिल रहा है. अगर आपको पैटर्न समझ आ गया तो वीडियो को पॉज करो एंड पहले उस पैटर्न का नाम लिखो, या बताओ पैटर्न कौन सा बन रहा है. आई एम ड्राइंग दैट पैटर्न फॉर यू. You can see that after the breakout, this stock is forming a consolidation, or you can say a kind of a symmetrical triangle pattern. And voila, what happened? It gave a breakout yesterday of this area. क्या ये breakout volume के साथ है? क्या ये breakout volume के साथ है? Answer is yes. The volume is very much big. क्या ये sustain कर सकता है? The answer is yes. It can sustain because the volume is good. Another important thing to see is that I have always told you that never buy on resistance. Now this area was also working as a strong resistance earlier. This time this stock has broken, so a good entry can be seen, and I have taken an entry in this stock the last day. It does not mean that it will 100% run into profits, but my study says that it's a good opportunity, and my risk to reward won't let me go bankrupt. मैंने उतना ही पैसा लगाया है इसमें जितना मैं टॉलरेट कर सकता हूँ अपने पोर्टफोलियो में नेगेटिव जाने का. मैं आपको लास्ट में बताऊंगा संजीवनी बूटी कौन सी यूज़ करता हूँ मैं, जो मुझे ओवरऑल मार्केट में प्रॉफिटेबल लगती है. आई होप यू आर लाइकिंग इट and enjoying the video and learning a lot of new things. Let us move to the next stock. The stock name is HDFC. ठीक है, अब हमने समझना है इस स्टॉक को. इस स्टॉक से बात करने से पहले we need to understand what is the trend. The trend is clear cut down. But you will tell me that you always say that we need to buy a stock which is in an uptrend. Perfectly fine. We need to buy a stock which is in an uptrend, but we need to be ready for those stocks which can give a good run in the coming future. For analyzing that, I'm taking you straight away to the weekly time frame. Now this is the weekly time frame for you. something very important happening over here. Something very, very important happening over here. Let me remove the other unnecessary drawings. Wait a minute. Yeah, something very important happening over here. What it is? On weekly time frame, it has been taking support of a 200 EMA. That is a very strong support. Second, it was taking support of this area earlier, and after taking support of this area of 200 EMA, it has closed above the previous support highlighted in yellow. Okay, and I have already told you that the supports formed on a higher time frame holds more importance. Now let us again quickly move back to our smaller time frame, that is the daily time frame. Now what is happening over here? I made a trend line for you. पहले सर्कल को उठाते हैं. Excuse me guys, sorry. I made a trend line for you. What was the relevance of this trend line? This trend line showed 1 touch, 2 touch, 3, 4, 5 and the 6th time we are seeing a breakout of this trend line. क्या ये breakout हमारा जो breakout आया है, क्या ये breakout volume के साथ है? अभी volume is missing, so there is something wrong. लेकिन what made me feel that this stock can give a reversal from here? What made me feel that? First thing, मैंने आपको दिखाया on a weekly time frame that this stock took a bounce from a 200 EMA on a weekly time frame, and that is a strong bounce. Secondly, it is forming a pattern on a major support which is called an inverse head and shoulder pattern, जिसका breakout हमें मिलने ही वाला है. इस breakout के साथ we have already given a breakout of 50 EMA on daily chart. So what can be the proper stop loss for this stock? The proper stop loss can be somewhere over here. Why? Because it is below the inverted head and shoulder pattern. Second, it is also below the 200 EMA on a weekly chart. ठीक है. And what can be the proper entry criteria in this stock? The proper entry criteria can be a close above this 200 EMA. Why it is so? Because it will break above the inverted head and shoulder pattern and also a major resistance of 200 EMA. So this stock also seems very strong, seems like rotating and turning the trends, but let's see what happens in the future. Now let us move to the next stock. The next stock it's a twin which I bought it the last day. The reason of buying it, I'll explain it to you very clearly. ठीक है. The next stock is Hdfc Amc, a company which we reviewed last. SDFC उसी company का stock है. To analyze this stock, let us move to the weekly time frame. Are you able to see anything on the charts? Are you able to analyze anything on the charts? What is important over here? The weekly support. 2 times this stock has bounced from this area, and one was during the corona period, that is March 20. This big fall of March 20 was stopped by this area. So just think about the strength of this area. Again this stock got a bounce and touched the higher end of the range from where it fell the last time. Now again this stock is in that area itself. It's a strong support, we know that, but being on the support, does it mean that we have to buy it? The answer is no. Now let us remove these drawings and analyze this stock on daily time frame, and I hope you are loving it. If you are loving it, kindly like the video. बिना like किए मत जाना. I'll be giving you much more knowledge right now. Kindly stay till the end. ठीक है. I want all of you to be independent. Let me draw the levels again so that जो remove हो गए हैं वो हम देख पाएँ. Now let us move to the daily time frame. What is happening on the daily time frame? This green area signifies the weekly support. On this green area, now understand the chart. मैं कैसे समझता हूँ चार्ट को, मेरी थोड़ी सी नॉलेज कैसे काम करती है मुझे प्रॉफिट देने के लिए. आप देखो कि जब भी ये स्टॉक नीचे आया, whenever this stock was falling like this, ठीक है, whenever the stock was falling like this, did it created this kind of consolidation anywhere? Answer yourself. इस तरह की कंसोलिडेशन क्या पहले कहीं भी देखने को मिली गिरते हुए? द आंसर इज नो. देन वाई दिस एरिया? बिकॉज यहाँ पे इट इज़ फीलिंग वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू ब्रेक बिलो, बिकॉज इट इज़ अ स्ट्रॉन्ग वीकली सपोर्ट. बट सपोर्ट पे आने का मतलब बाय नहीं होता. I bought it because I was already having it in my portfolio as an investment, and this was the right time to average it down, which I feel it might break below this support and prove me wrong, but market is supreme, but my setup is clear to me. Now what is happening on this important support area? A formation of a inverted head and shoulder pattern. Do we have volumes over here? Do we have volumes over here? The answer is yes. We are having volumes over here. We are having a strong support zone. We are having a breakout of 50 EMA. This stock seems strong to me. Do you get this call from your inside? I did got it and I bought it. Second important thing, this 50 EMA trend line is also working as a like this kind of trend line. This 50 EMA line is also working a kind of a trend line. तो उसका भी हमें breakout देखने को मिला. ठीक है, सो यहाँ से what I am expecting is this stock won't straight away start going up. Won't straight away. It has retested this area. It has retested this area several times, created a inverted head and shoulder pattern, almost gave a breakout. But I suppose that this stock can give a retest of its neckline and then start moving upwards. So there is a plenty of time. Don't get into fear of missing out. You can get into the stock even at the retest. This stock will give you an opportunity. But take this video as a learning, not any kind of stock advices. You will get n number of stock advices filled on Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, Telegram channels everywhere. But motive of this channel is not that. So kindly take it as a learning only. And if you don't get anything, ask me 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 100 times you ask, I'll answer. But don't left any of the concept unanswered or any of the concept unclear. Okay. Now let us see what can be the effective stop loss. Now after analyzing 4 stocks with me, you will be able to understand that what can be the safest stop loss. The safest stop loss can be below a major support. Can be below a major support. Why? Because 3 times even after the corona fall, this stock was not able to break below this area. So it makes this stop loss a strong stop loss where the chances of getting it hit are very low. And always remember, stop losses are on closing basis. Don't make your stop loss feed into the system. Let the stock close below the stop loss on daily basis. Then only it will be called a stop loss hit. What can be the target? The target will be the next major resistance. Why? Major resistance from where the stock started falling was this ultimate target. Till now it's all-time high also, I suppose. Okay, so because this was the area, this yellow area was the area from where the stock started falling. This area which I am talking about. So this will be the ultimate target right now. And if it breaks above, then it will be in a blue sky zone and no one can get the targets. Even I can't, even you can't. Okay, you can use Fibonacci extensions for that, but that will be some vague targets. Okay, so targets are always the next major resistances. Okay, and if you're conservative enough, you can keep small targets like this resistance, then this resistance, then this resistance, then ultimately this resistance. This is how you keep conservative targets. The next stock for today is not taking the video much longer. Try to complete within 40 minutes. The next stock is Kpit. Very important stock, very good stock with a good trend. But why it's giving us an entry? Why I think that this stock can be a good movement for 10-20% in the coming month or week? Why? Answer this to yourself. First of all, whether this stock is in a good trend, answer is yes, it's in a very good trend, a long term uptrend. Recently we have seen some weakness in the stock. Recently, we have seen some weakness in the stock. कहाँ है वो weakness? वो ये रही. But same way as we analyzed Hdfc Amc for you, let us go to the weekly time frame. Can we see something on the weekly time frame? Let us मेरे को clear करने दो पहले से, then we'll move further. Can we see something on the weekly time frame? Not much. We can only see that from the last 4 weeks, this area has not been broken. Okay, fair enough. This area stands something very important. We got it. 4 weeks, 1 month, this stock has not been able to break below this area. Got it. This area is important. Okay, fine. Now let us move to the daily time frame. And what made me feel that this stock can be a good support for, this stock can be a good trading opportunity. While this fall, have you seen any kind of this consolidation? Remember, the overall trend is up. A small correction and a consolidation. What does the consolidation says? कि भाई जितनी करेक्शन होनी थी हो ली, मेरा ओवरऑल ट्रेंड अप ट्रेंड है, आई विल कंटिन्यू विद माई अप ट्रेंड अगेन. क्या बात कर पा रहे हो आप स्टॉक से? बिल्कुल कर पा रहे हो, राइट? सो दिस स्टॉक वॉज कंटिन्यूसली इन अप ट्रेंड, बट एक छोटा सा डाउन ट्रेंड हमें स्टॉक में देखने को मिला, जो हमें यहाँ पे बहुत क्लियरली दिख रहा है. उसके बाद एक पैटर्न फॉर्म होता है स्टॉक के ऊपर. आप देख सकते हो, नीचे गया स्टॉक है, ऊपर गया, नीचे गया. ये देखो, ये रेंज छोटी होती जा रही है, एंड रेंज छोटी होने के साथ साथ वॉल्यूम स्पर्ट्स भी नीचे आ रहे हैं, मतलब वॉल्यूम भी हमें कभी कभी बढ़ती दिख रही है. सो देयर एवरी चांसेस इफ दिस स्टॉक गिव्स अ ब्रेकआउट ओवर हियर, it will continue its main trend, that is uptrend, right? I have already taken an entry into it because I know my risk to reward. I know how to accept the losses. But if you are new into the market or understanding the market for the very first time, you need to wait for a breakout. Fair enough? Now, why this stop loss? This I have already informed, because this area 4 weeks for complete 1 month, this stock has not been able to break below this area. So if I keep a stop loss below this area, it will be very safe. Second, what can be the target? This is something repetitive for you, but this is the only thing we need to know. The next major resistance from where the stock started falling is the next target. So this is the target for me, and by chance I am also getting 1:2 risk to reward. So this is the risk to reward I always go for. So I'm getting 1:2 over here, and I'm happy with it. Now let's see how it unfolds, whether I get into profits or losses. That time will tell, but my study says that this stock is a good opportunity. Second last stock for today means second last learning for today, and making you move ahead for being a successful trader. McDonald's, जैसे हम कहते हैं United Spirits. Let us search. Yeah, McDonald's is over here. Not McDonald's, it's McDowell's. Now see, try to talk to this stock. First of all, very most important thing, क्या ये ट्रेंड अप ट्रेंड है? अभी तो नहीं है. क्या ये स्टॉक ओवरऑल अप ट्रेंड में है? द आंसर इज येस. दिस स्टॉक इज इन ओवरऑल अप ट्रेंड. सो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग राइट नाउ? tada, the trend lines are in front of you. My charts work with me as a magic. I think of it and the trend line appears. This is how I have a connectivity with my charts. Now see, we are having a very beautiful pattern in front of us. This is a flag pattern. Try to talk with the chart. This lower trend line was always working as a support in the recent past. There could have been two ways of trading this. One, buying it over here. Why buying it over here? Because it was a trend line support and a 200 EMA support. If we would have bought at the bottom of this trend line or the bottom of this flag pattern, the target would have been this. Why this? Because this area is working as the next major resistance. Now, what is good about this stock right now? What is good about this stock right now? First, let me clear the beautiful drawings I have made so that you can see the chart very clearly. Now, what is good about this stock right now? This stock has not been able to break above this flag pattern for the previous 2 instances. But this time there is some strength in the stock with the average volume also increasing. What is the strength? every time the stock touches this area, falls quickly. But this time, this does not happen. It breaks above that area, try to fall, but is failing and trying to move up again. So this stock can give you a good move. And if we talk about the technical analysis, what can be the target? Target can be as long as the pole of this pattern. टेक्निकल एनालिसिस में कहा जाता है जितनी पोल की हाइट है, लाइक दिस, लेट मी ड्रॉ इट फॉर यू, जितनी पोल की हाइट है कुछ इस तरह से, उतना ही आपका टारगेट ऊपर की साइड हो जाएगा. मीन्स रफली लाइक 600 पॉइंट्स टू 300 पॉइंट्स का आपको टारगेट यहाँ देखने को मिल सकता है. ठीक है. नाउ वी हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट व्हाई दिस स्टॉक. नाउ वी विल टॉक अबाउट दैट व्हाट कैन बी द इफेक्टिव स्टॉप लॉस. आप लोग अभी तक इतना सीख गए होंगे कि व्हाट कैन बी द इफेक्टिव स्टॉप लॉस. 5 स्टॉक्स को हमने एनालाइज किया है आपके साथ. नाउ यू विल टेल मी इन दिस केस दैट व्हाट कैन बी द इफेक्टिव स्टॉप लॉस बाय कमेंटिंग, सो दैट आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड दैट यू गाइज आर लर्निंग समथिंग. ठीक है. नाउ लेट्स मूव टू द नेक्स्ट स्टॉक. यू विल बी टेलिंग अबाउट दिस स्टॉक, द स्टॉप लॉस एंड द टारगेट. नाउ लेट्स मूव टू द लास्ट स्टडी फॉर टुडे, लास्ट case study which will make you actually a confident trader. The next stock is pre-cam, precision camshaft. This stock seems to be very messy, but what it is which made me feel that this can be a good opportunity. Why? Can you able to see it something? If you can, pause the video right now and comment in the comment section that you are able to see something. Now let us see what I am seeing over here. Now is it clear to you? This stock has been taking support of this trend line area so many times. This area has been consolidating. I'm using my phone, so the patterns are not drawing very clearly, but kindly understand what I'm trying to draw. This area is showing a consolidation, and with the consolidation we can also see some volume increasing. Let me show. See, yeah, last दिन देखो, it's a very good volume, right? चलो और देखते हैं स्टॉक में मुझे क्या अच्छा लगा. what is very good about this stock? One is this trend line. ठीक है. I always try to find multiple reasons for taking any stock because that gives me more confidence. एक दो रीज़न पे आई डोंट टेक अ स्टॉक, आई वॉन्ट मल्टीपल रीजन्स टू टेक अ स्टॉक. ठीक है. तो लेट मी ड्रॉ द ट्रेंड लाइन अगेन फॉर यू सो दैट यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड द मल्टीपल रीजन्स. इसको हमने इस तरह से ड्रॉ कर लिया. ट्रेंड लाइन माइट नॉट बी परफेक्ट बट यू कैन ड्रॉ द परफेक्ट ट्रेंड लाइन. सेकेंड रीजन इज अ हॉरिजॉन्टल सपोर्ट एज वेल. दिखी क्या? दिस वॉज विजिबल टू द नेकेड आइज. वर यू एबल टू स्पॉट इट? आई वॉज. अ मेजर सपोर्ट एरिया, a consolidation happening nearby 200 EMA bounce. ठीक है. So these are the reasons which say that yes Karan, this can be a good stock, come on take it, and also share the study with everyone. So I'm doing it with you. What can be the stop loss? After so much study you will be very clearly saying it to yourself, below a strong support somewhere over here, because sir this area has not been able to break below, and it will be not be able to break below with very much ease this time also. What can be the target? The next major resistance. Why? Because the stock has fallen from this area. So this was a lot of study for you, but wait, we have the Sanjeevani booty. What if all these 7 stocks fail? What if I don't get right in all these 7 instances? Will I be thrown out of the market? Will I be saying one day that I'll quit? The answer is no. I won't quit trading till the time I am capable of doing that. But how? How I am so confident that I can be a trader forever? How? Why? The answer to this is Sanjeevani booty. What is that Sanjeevani booty? It is your risk to reward. Guys, always remember, always consider risk before reward. आपका रिस्क हमेशा आपके दिमाग में पहले होना चाहिए, रिवॉर्ड बाद में होना चाहिए. Now let's take an example of this stock. What I am trying to say, I have kept a stop loss. For example, I have taken an entry over here. Stop loss somewhere over here below this major area of confluence and a major support. So what I'm having as a risk, I'm having as 16% as a risk, or you can say a risk of 23 rupees per stock. Whether I'm getting a risk to reward ratio of 1:2, yes, I am getting a risk to reward ratio of somewhere about 1:2 when I'm target the next major resistance. So answer with me, if I take every 7 trades with a risk to reward ratio of 1:2 minimum, and I win in 3 trades and lose in 4 trades, what will happen? Will I still be in profit? The answer is yes. For the 3 winning trades, I'll be earning 3 into 2, 6 rupees. And for the 4 losing trades, I'll be losing 4 rupees. 2 rupees I still will be having to be profitable. So this is the Sanjeevani booty, which I told you very much in advance in the starting of the video, that you need 3 things: discipline, price volume analysis, and risk to reward ratio. I hope you like this detailed video wherein we did a lot of understanding, lot of learning, and if you liked it, kindly share it with your friends. Let them be also a knowledgeable trader and learn with us, because I want everyone, the whole India, every trading community to be independent without paying a huge sum of money to the people who charge for something. For what I say, knowledge is a free thing. I'll see you in the next video. Till the time, take care. Bye bye. Jai Hind. Have a good weekend.